Happy Sunday, kids! Happy Sunday, kids! Happy Sunday, kids! It's me, Miss Sana, and I hope you guys are having a great Sunday morning. Did you know that you have a whole bunch of muscles in your face, and they create expressions like happiness, sadness, angry, surprised, fear. Also, did you know that it takes twice as many muscles to make a frown than it is to smile? So that means we should smile more often instead of frowning. Why? Because one, you're going to use less muscles, and two, people are going to want to be your friend. So, hey now kids, we're back for part 2 of Moses. Now last week we learned about God's protection over baby Moses. Let's go ahead and check out more
Stories of the Bible. Moses and the burning bush. This is Moses.
Heyo.
Moses was an Israelite boy born in Egypt in a time when Israelite boys were not supposed to live.
Wait, huh?
The Israelites were slaves to the Egyptians. But God had a special plan for Moses,
Oh, wait?
and he spent his childhood in the palace of the Pharaoh. You see, when Moses grew up, he made a big mistake.
Uh-oh.
Pharaoh found out what Moses had done, and he tried to have Moses killed.
Ah!
So Moses ran away from Egypt. He stopped in the land of Midian, and 7 sisters came to the well to give water to their father's flock. Some shepherds came to drive them away,
Hey, you.
but Moses stood up for the women.
Hey.
Now these sisters were the daughters of the Midianite priest named Jethro. When Jethro heard what Moses did for his daughters, he sent for Moses. So Moses came to live among the Midianites, and he married Zipporah, one of Jethro's daughters.
Huh?
Meanwhile, back in Egypt, the old Pharaoh died, but he was replaced by a new Pharaoh who continued to treat the Israelites poorly.
Oh, man.
The Israelites cried out to God because of the terrible things that the Pharaoh made them do. God heard these people and knew it was time to act. One day, Moses was tending Jethro's flock when an angel of the Lord appeared to Moses through a burning bush that would not burn up.
Whoa.
Moses stopped to look at the bush, and he heard the voice of God say, "Moses, Moses."
Hello?
God then told Moses how sad he was because of the suffering of his people. He told Moses that he wanted to do something about it, and he wanted Moses to be the one to do it.
Oh, man.
But Moses did not think he was the right person to go. God said, "I will be with you."
Morning.
But Moses said that he wouldn't know the right thing to say to the people. So God said to tell the people that God himself had sent him, and promised Moses that his plan would be fulfilled through Moses. But Moses still said to God that he did not think the people would believe him. So God said, "What is that in your hand?"
Oh, man.
Moses said, "A staff." God told Moses to throw it on the ground.
Wow, okay.
Then God told Moses to catch it. God showed Moses another sign
Huh? Phew.
and told him to show these signs to the people if they did not believe what he said. Moses still didn't think he would have the right words to say.
Wow, isn't that crazy? Let's just address the most crazy part of the story. Did you see Moses stand up to the shepherds? What a brave man. Wait, that's not it. And bam, the famous burning bush. Moses' story is getting pretty interesting. There's a lot going on. Well, God had something very special in mind for Moses and the people of Israel. You see, the Israelites were in pain, agony, and cried out to God. And the Bible says that God heard their cry and he was concerned about them. So this is where Moses comes in. God appeared to Moses as a burning bush. Now, how would you feel if you saw that? I think I would immediately throw water on it, but then it will come right back up because it's God. Today, kids, it's all about God's persistence. Persistence is sticking to the plan no matter what the obstacle or difficulty. God called Moses over and spoke to him. He told Moses to go to Pharaoh and tell him, "Let my people go." But Moses wasn't really convinced that he was the right person. That's a big task. Have you ever had days where you just didn't have the confidence in yourself? Where you didn't feel like you had the right skills or talent to do anything at all? I know I have. But God said to him, "I will be with you." Still, Moses told God again. He wasn't sure if anyone would believe him or listen. So God had to show him that he is really God through the signs you saw in the Bible story. If I was Moses, I would definitely believe that God knew what he was talking about, especially after all that. Moses wasn't convinced. He told God he didn't have the right words and couldn't speak very well to do this task. He still didn't think he was the right person.
But God said that he himself was the one who made a man's mouth and gave him the ability to speak, so there was no need to worry. Yet even after all this, Moses said, "God, please send someone else." Then God got mad at Moses and said that he would send Moses' brother Aaron to speak for Moses.
This is God we're talking about, right? If God has a plan, he has a plan. And I think sometimes we can get like that, right, kids? When God tells us to do something, we can get scared and immediately think we're not the right person for the job. A lot of insecure thoughts can flood your mind, and before you know it, we're just like Moses, going back and forth telling God no.
So Moses went back to his father-in-law and told him that he needed to go back to Egypt. Moses and his family started their journey back to Egypt, and Moses carried the staff of God in his hand, for this staff would be the tool God would use to demonstrate his awesome power to the Israelites and to the Egyptians.
Going up to Pharaoh seemed like a pretty big deal. But I'm telling you, if God wanted someone else to do it, if God thought Moses couldn't do what he asked him to do, I don't think he would even approach him. So kids, listen. God's plan isn't just something made up without any thought. Do you know who we're talking about? It's God. He did appear to Moses as a burning bush and turned his rod into a snake. And he also did all kinds of great things before that. So why would we not trust him? Kids, God is persistent. No matter what the obstacle or trouble comes his way, he sticks to his plan. Moses can tell him no 1,000 times, but God was still going to use him. God is still persistent in our lives today. He has a great plan for you and me. And we may not feel like we're good enough for this plan and come up with a whole bunch of reasons why we are not a good fit, but God is still going to use you. And no matter what, God will always stick to the plan. Alrighty, kids. I want you guys to stay tuned for next week because we get into part 3 of Moses' story. And we see here how God uses him in an amazing way. I am glad you guys all came to join in with me today. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday. I'll see you guys soon. Love you. Bye.